We just drove in the access track to the little sand hills, but it's noon now, 12 o'clock. High tide is in an hour, and then there's not much beach left, and it's pretty hot. So now we already did a few kilometers walking, and yeah, I think we're gonna give that a miss now. Next time. Sand is very soft now. There won't be much beach left at full high tide here, and it's not even a very high tide, so it looks like we can't get any further there. So I think there's a road now going behind the dunes. Yes, because the tide is already up to the trees there, so we can't get any further there. She is a bit rough here.
Yeah, some of those trees are getting a bit close to my tent.
Ah, yeah, you're a bit higher, that's for sure. It's pretty narrow here, but you can see already not much beach left here to the left.
Yeah, it looked a bit dicey.
It's a rough trek here. I wouldn't recommend it, so definitely better at low tide where you can drive on the beach. That is rough here and very bumpy, as you can see here. So guys, we're here at Kooringal. Look at these beautiful places. That's on the far south end of Moreton Island. Some beautiful places here. Look at these. Sorry to intrude. This is your place, but I think it's beautiful. Looks more like a holiday place. Stunning. Why we came here. Hi. Good, yourself? Yeah, now we're back on the western side. And it's interesting how different that is in trees and so on. Here now, pretty high pine trees, it's a whole pine forest. And on the eastern side, the trees are much smaller, I guess through all the wind. So yeah, quite interesting fauna and flora here, just on the other side of the island, which is only really a few kilometers. Quite some big sandhills here as well, that is for sure. Yeah, just had a coffee at the gutter bar, but I think we're gonna get some oysters here. I think I'm gonna get myself some fresh oysters here, huh?
Is that for your dinner?
I think that's just for a little snack now. They are fresh from the boat. Here comes the last one, Kerry. Sure. I'm back on the west coast, just past the small sandhills, and supposedly there are some camping areas here. Yeah, I don't think we get through here. I have to get back. I'm not driving through the salt water. Oh no, I think we have to go back, mate. I'm not driving through the salt water there. Yeah. That is, we missed that window, unfortunately. Okay, Turn around here. Yeah, we left it too long. We can't get through here. So I have to head back to the eastern beaches now. Yeah, if you're stuck in that soft sand, just keep that momentum. Don't start spinning, panicking, put the foot down. Just gentle, a little bit increase the throttle, and quite often if you have low enough tire pressure, or pretty much nearly always for me, you just push through because there was some pretty soft sand there. Had to do a 5-point turn now, not end up in the salt water. And yeah, now make our way back because couldn't make it. After navigating the bypass tracks, we made our way back to the eastern beaches of Moreton Island, searching for a campsite. Spotting a turn-off of a faint track that appeared to lead to a campsite behind the dunes, we decided to follow it, eager to find the perfect spot to set up camp for the night. Just having a look-see here, there seems to be a camp in here.
Okay.
I don't know where that really goes. It's pretty rough here. There's kind of a campsite in here. Actually, that trek goes on quite a while. It goes deep in here. I'm still on it. Oh, that's interesting because that track is on no map and keeps on going. So yeah, no idea. That's on none of the maps, this track, but it seems to keep on going deeper and deeper in the middle of the island. Yeah, I always find these little adventures. I just followed a hunch. I saw a little track going in there, and we're following that now, and it is not well traveled at all, but someone must clear it from time to time because fallen trees were cut off, not recent though, and it feels like it crosses the island, goes straight through to the other side. Adventure. Following the paths less traveled. But if you do that so long and so often, I somehow have a knack for it. I always find, not always, but I often find these little gems. Here we come. Shower. Oh, couldn't smell anything. That's our track here, Carrie. Yeah. So that's where we would have traveled along. So that's the emergency access track then. Look at this. Yeah, that's where we stopped. And I got to buy an ice cream, and one of my fillings started pinging. Carrie already went to the dentist in Brisbane. I hope I'm not next. I had a cold drink, felt that as well. Naja, we shall see. But what looked to be a not very successful afternoon because we couldn't get through here, only probably a kilometer up that way, and had to go all the way back. And then I saw this little side track, looked like nothing, followed it, and it goes all the way through here to the western side of the island to exactly the campsite we couldn't reach. very less travel tracks, a few trees down, 1 or 2 obstacles, a lot of pinstriping. But anyway, we managed, and now we camping right at the beach. Fire right at the beach, big sand dune here, absolutely stunning, beautiful. Yeah, couldn't have worked out any better. So can't really complain too much. Fresh oysters for entree, and now the prawns for
The second entree.
second entree before dinner. We set up camp on the northern side of the big sandhills, a striking feature of Moreton Island's landscape. These towering dunes, formed by the constant interplay of wind, waves and vegetation, are a testament to the island's dynamic nature. While driving on the big sandhills is strictly prohibited to preserve the ecosystem, visitors are welcome to explore the dunes on foot. The more adventurous can try their hand on sandboarding down the steep slopes, adding a thrilling element to their experience. Unfortunately, we didn't have sandboards with us this time around. The best time to visit the big sandhills is during the golden hour in the evening, when the sun's warm rays paint the dunes in a breathtaking array of colors. As the light dances across the undulating landscape, the true majesty of this natural wonder is revealed. As we settle in for the night, we can't help but feel a sense of awe and respect for the incredible forces that have shaped and continue to shape this unique environment over countless of years. It's a humbling reminder of the raw power and beauty of nature. As we sat around the campfire, enjoying each other's company and reflecting on our Moreton Island adventure, we came to a decision. It was time to bid farewell to this stunning paradise and set our sights on a new destination, Fraser Island. To Fraser Island, eager to visit both islands on one trip, especially as I plan to catch up with my mate Scotty from Southern Sky Images, which I hadn't seen in quite some time. Day 5 on Moreton Island. We're leaving the big sandhill campground, heading now towards Tangalooma. Yeah, we haven't decided yet whether maybe we even leave today if we get a ferry. Yesterday my tooth started playing up after eating a maxi bone, and after that it was very sensitive to any cold, but it seems to have settled down, so I hope I make it till home before I need to address it. Yeah, low tide, so we can drive along the beach here, because all these sections here, high tide, it's a no-go. Either we leave tomorrow or we leave today. We will see. Actually, we haven't booked a ferry yet. Driving along the beach, we encountered a dugong washed up on the shore, no longer alive. These gentle marine mammals, often called sea cows, are vulnerable and crucial to seagrass ecosystem health. Dugongs can fall victim to boat strikes, fishing gear entanglement, or habitat loss. While we couldn't determine these individuals' cause of death, its presence highlights the ongoing challenges marine life faces. Moreton Bay is one of the few places in southeast Queensland where dugongs still reside. We reported the findings to authorities, as monitoring these populations is vital for their conservation. Interestingly, that's opposite Brisbane here, and you hear the airport. You hear the planes starting and landing right over the ocean. It stops then, I don't know, whenever the curfew is at night, and starts in the morning again. So it's amazing to see how far that sound travels. Yeah, so a little bit of a bummer. You have these very slight droning in the background always on the south coast, or in the south east of Moreton Island. I mean, look, it's you have to concentrate to hear it, but anyway, it is there. So it's not complete stillness. As we drove north of the big sandhills, we came across the rusting hulks of 2 old steamships that had been beached here nearly a century ago. These ghostly remnants of the past stood as silent sentinels, their weathered frames a testament to the power of the ocean and the passage of time. But the real spectacle unfolded in the tidal area surrounding the wrecks. As the tide recedes, we were greeted by the sights of millions upon millions of soldier crabs, a species that thrives in the sandy intertidal flats of Moreton Bay. These fascinating creatures emerge from the sediment, cleaning themselves and forming vast armies that migrated towards the water. Their unique corkscrew motion allowed them to rapidly bury themselves, a defense mechanism against the many predators that lurk in these waters. As we approached Tangalooma, the iconic wrecks came into view. These ships were deliberately sunk in the 1960s to create a safe anchorage for small vessels in case of a storm, rather than solely for the purpose of forming an artificial reef, creating a unique underwater environment for marine life to thrive. Today, the wreck sits partially submerged, their rusted hulls and superstructures protruding from the shallow waters. Snorkelers and divers can explore the wrecks, observing the diverse array of fish and coral that have made this their home. The Tangalooma Wrecks have become a popular attraction for visitors to Moreton Island, offering a one-of-a-kind opportunity to witness the transformation of man-made structures into vibrant natural habitats. This is also where the Meerkat from Brisbane arrives and departs from. Yeah, I thought I'd share these with you. Icheck TPMS, they gave me these and the tire pressure monitor, free of charge to test. They said they have no problems with me reporting honest and factually like I always do, and they believe in their product. I thought I'm going to share this with you because that's quite nifty. First of all, I like my digital tire gauges. I usually have a king chrome, but yeah, that is pretty neat. And you also have here a little, what do you call it? Air down pin, quite handy. Then I do have stones. Don't use them that much, too much hassle, but I do like them simply because you can clip them on and off, so that makes it much easier to check the pressure. I tested them once, they worked pretty well so far. I have to fine tune it a little bit more, but 2 psi difference, but pretty nice. Then you have a valve remover. You have 4 valve caps, which I guess doesn't harm. I tend to lose them from time to time. A few spare valves here. And look at these. I was wondering, I thought, was that a torch in here? No, not a torch. Let me show you. It is a handy tire repair kit. Look at this. Sorry, car went past. So it is a handy tire repair kit. Yeah, you take that out. That is to roughen it up. That's a thread. You're gonna put that through here, like this, and you screw it together. And look at that. That is actually quite neat, especially so small and compact. Obviously only 5 threads in it, but I like that idea. That fits easily anywhere. Yep, so that's that whole set. I will continue using it, and they replace my stones. The only thing I'd love to, I mean, I like that box and so on, but it is fairly big. It's not that carryable, mobile. So I would love if it had a bag, say at least to hold these ones here separate, because I don't keep them in here and there's nothing in there to keep them all together unless you use the box. But yeah, otherwise pretty good. Yeah, we're here at the Tangalooma Wreck and changed our plans, or not really changed, but we've been now 5 days on Moreton, and we just booked our ferry back because on Wednesday there is no ferry, so tomorrow. That means we would have to stay till Thursday. And so yeah, we're heading back today to Brisbane, stay there the night. Carrie is getting a new fridge, and then we're heading on to Fraser Island and spend a few days on Fraser. So keep watching, and I see you on Fraser. We have 2 hours till the ferry goes, and we decide we go quickly back to the eastern side of Moreton, because I don't think I've ever driven that track, and that way I've driven I think every track here on Moreton except maybe the little streets in the town. So yeah, I hope nothing goes wrong, because here the ferry, the people stand here already, and the ferry is booked for 3 o'clock, so we shall see. 1.5 hours till the ferry. We quickly see whether we can manage this trek. But this one, okay, already chuffed, puffed. Bit out of shape here. Look at this, quite nice. Mt Tempest is the highest point on Moreton Island and supposedly the highest coastal sand dune in the world. The total trek length from the car park up and back down is around 3 kilometers. I wonder if National Park ever replacing any of these signs. I mean, they were good, but don't exist anymore. Yeah, 18 minutes up here. I hope Carrie is coming. 10 minutes here max, and then back down. Carrie, that's the wrong track.
Yeah, it looked to be shorter.
I'd say you can't say we're making the best out of it. The last 1.5 hours climbing Mt Tempest, and now rushing down to the ferry on the boat back to our lovely friends. Hi Martha and Chris, and then to Fraser. Yippee! We cut it a bit short, still a fair bit down there, and the ferry goes in half an hour. And we really gotta hurry up now. We're cutting it short. We have half an hour to get to the other side of the island, get out of this trek, other side of the island, and onto the barge. Ferry goes in 10 minutes. Hire car in front of us, going 20 here. It's a joke.
He's going to a funeral, I think.
Yeah, he's gotta be kidding. Unbelievable. Shouldn't have a license. That was a grandpa and grandma in the car. Before we wrap up our Moreton Island adventure, I'd like to share 7 essential tips that may help you to make the most out of your visit on this incredible island. Whether you're a first-timer or a seasoned Moreton explorer, these insights will ensure you are well prepared for an unforgettable experience. Number 1. Bring an inflatable SUP and snorkel gear for the Tangalooma Wrecks. Number 2. Pack a sandboard and sturdy footwear for diverse terrain explorations. Number 3. Explore the World War II history and bunker sites. GPX files are available for my Patreon supporters. Number 4. Air down tires before driving onto the ferry. Match the PSI to the rim size in inches as a starting point. Number 5. Time the visits to the southern, eastern and western sites with the tides. You want to be 2 hours before or after the low tide. Number 6. Camp for a few nights on the east coast for a magical different experience. Number 7. Use correct tire pressure and throttle control for sand driving. There is no need to get bogged on Moreton Island. If you're new to sand driving, check my sand driving video for tips and tricks. While this marks the end of our Moreton Island adventure, our journey is far from over. We'll be heading back to Brisbane for a quick stopover with friends, where I managed to break a rib. But that doesn't stop us from pressing on to Fraser Island. On Fraser, we'll catch up with my good friend Scotty from Southern Sky Images, and even after more than 10 trips to this incredible place, I still managed to discover new spots that take my breath away. If you enjoyed this Moreton Island series and wanted to join us for our Fraser adventure, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button. Not only will you get notified when the Fraser Island series drops, but you'll also be helping to support the channel. Stay tuned for more off-road explorations, stunning landscapes and hidden gems as we tackle Fraser Island next. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please keep in mind this is a self-funded channel, so I would greatly appreciate if you could help me out by sharing, liking and subscribing. And if you can, please consider head over to Patreon or buy me a coffee, and with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or 2 per month, you can really help me making these videos. Thanks a lot for watching and see you along the tracks.